So this video today is going to be about being in victim mode or in master mode. I'm over that whole like, well, you did something that invited it in. No, we're not. Like if you're watching this video, you're aware enough to understand where your thinking is. Hello, 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 Transurfer and the Transurfing Curious. My name is Renee Garcia, guys, and this is TransurfingTV. Wow, I'm actually having like a little autoimmune flare-up, and my throat starts to feel like it's constricting, and I get weird sensations and stuff, and my eyes start to do funny things. And it's kind of happening right now. So I'm going to just power through, but if I seem like something's up, then you know that that's it. Today we are going to go over a topic that I've been thinking a lot about lately. It's kind of fascinating. I know that, you know, the transurfing modality leans heavily on non-duality, right? Nothing's really good or bad. It's all what you make of it. And it also really extends to us this idea of being cautious of not like throwing things into categories. But myself, sometimes I get these ideas that there are two modes of operating, and I start to see through this filter, especially when it comes to people, and I kind of like pay attention to certain characteristics of people to understand why their reality is what it is for them. And I know this is probably like, it sounds a little bit judgmental. I'll give you an idea just so you understand what I'm talking about. So at a certain point when I was really getting into the transurfing instruction and people were messaging me a lot, I would notice, especially in the Facebook group, I would notice people that were always asking for stuff, right? They always wanted something for free. They always wanted help. They would, you know, be what I call in take mode. And at the same time, they would also be complaining that they didn't like the version of reality that they were experiencing. So then I started to really pay attention to people and consider, is this person a giver or is this person a taker? And I swear to God, like I started to see shit that was blowing my mind. Really, really obvious stuff. Now, I know evidence to support all theories, and what we focus on, we obviously see more of it. It exponentially increases in our layer of reality, right? So I definitely know this is at play. But I could very easily see people that were in take mode were suffering, struggling, not getting over shit that is causing them problems in their reality. And then I would see people that were in give mode, like people that would reach out to me and be like, hey Renee, can I help you with anything? Or I could see people posting pictures of themselves on social media, like in an active state of giving to their realities. And these people aren't complaining, you know, or when I was starting to make these acknowledgements and observations at the time. So I started to understand that you're either in give mode or you're in take mode. Obviously, these things switch around and none of us are in either mode all the time. But it's the same for this one, victim or master mode. The people that, I know my jewelry's probably hitting the mic there. Sorry if it's going to be a little jingle jangle. I have noticed this too. And it kind of goes a little bit more, this is a little bit more extreme. I've noticed, especially lately with, you know, the little flare up of controversy and ITI and people getting triggered and people getting, you know, getting sucked into the outer screen. Whoa. And these people not living the lives that they want to live. So this video today is going to be about being in victim mode or in master mode and how this pertains to the center screen. The center screen is where you're in master mode. This is where I see myself, I see my reality. I'm a creator. I'm not getting triggered. I'm not becoming an adherent to a pendulum that ultimately serves itself more than it serves me. And the center screen concept, center screen, outer screen, inner screen, this is a great way to gauge your level of masterhood or victimhood. And in doing this, you can also start to correct the issue, pulling yourself out of your inner screen, pulling yourself away from your outer screen, haters, and getting yourself back to the center screen where you can actually start creating your own reality and you're not just a part of someone else's reality, right? Because this is kind of what it boils down to. So before I get started on all this, y'all, please remember to like this video, subscribe to this channel, comment question below, join us on the Facebook group, the International Transurfing Institute Facebook group. We have a bunch of new detail pages about our courses, so check out the links. Lots of courses. We're getting ready to drop our 30 Anomalous Action Challenge course, which was co-authored by Xavier Watercane, and oh my God, it is fucking explosive. I listened to some of the lessons the other day just to run like a little quality check. One day I was at the gym and I actually started crying at the gym. Because it was so good. I was like, oh my God, it's so good. So we will let you know when this course is out. It's powerful. It is groundbreaking and a lot of fun. Keep a lookout for that. And follow me on Instagram. Also check out our shirts, all the fun stuff, links, everything below. Okay, so I want to start off by saying a couple of things that I really love about this concept. The first is a little quote that was created by yours truly. I say that you can't be a victim or a master and a master at the same time. You can't be a victim and a master at the same time. You've got to choose, right? You've got to choose. Are you a victim or are you a master? Now, when I say victim, I'm not necessarily saying like, oh, someone's hurting you or somebody's doing you wrong. But are you a victim to reality? Or even worse, are you a victim to yourself? So a victim to yourself is being caught in your inner screen, and a victim to your reality is your outer screen. Again, haters getting sucked into the outer screen to the extent where they are totally engaged in a negative way. This is losing themselves entirely, where they're not creating anything for themselves. They are a part of somebody else's creation. They're fueling that creation with energy, thoughts, actions, frequency, all that kind of stuff. And it's creating absolutely nothing for that individual. And we do this in a lot of ways. Somebody that's captivated by the media, somebody that's in a dysfunctional relationship. It may not necessarily be that you're being harmed, but you're pulled out of this mode. So when you're pulled out of this mode, this is what I'm referring to as victimhood. This is you being here, outer screen, here, inner screen, not in center screen, which is masterhood. The other saying that I love, and this one was not by me, I can't remember where I heard this or whose quote this is, but the saying is, once you accept accountability and stop being the victim, stop playing the role of the victim, healing is instant. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so good. And it's so true. It's so true. For me, my life completely transformed when I decided to stop placing blame on what wasn't going right in my life, on external circumstances, and turn that energy inward and stop playing the role of the victim. Healing and progress began to happen fast, right? Really fast. But it's about waking up now. And this is kind of the shitty part about these teachings. And again, and this is the last time I'll mention it because I'm already giving too much energy to it. But like the haters that are completely engrossed in the outer screen, there's virtually nothing I could say or anyone else that would convince them that what they are doing does not benefit them or their realities at all. It just doesn't, right? And again, this goes for so much. Judging, arguing, so judging others, arguing with people or your reality, any type of energetic loss, any type of unhealthy compromising with others in your layer of reality, allowing others to be in control, you being captivated by an external subject. This is all you being victimized by your external reality. And again, doesn't mean you're getting beaten or talked down to or degraded or something like that. But once you're out of this master mode, masterhood, center screen, I see myself, I see my reality, just like Deepak Chopra says, the dark side behind the idea of creating your own reality is if you don't create yours, one will be created for you. And this is really so true. As long as you are not in creator's mode, you are fueling someone else's or something else's reality, and your energy is going to perpetuate that thing, right? So it's about waking up, and waking up even in the smallest of things. Like if you're doing something, just get into the habit of waking up and asking yourself, is my current action benefiting me? Is my current action benefiting my reality? Is my current action benefiting my trajectory? Now, again, it doesn't mean that you're selfish, right? It doesn't mean that you stop taking care of your kids, because obviously taking care of your kids benefits you. But watching the news, participating with people online in a negative way, negatively engaging, maybe getting sucked into too many hours of Netflix in the evening. Now, this is a form of victimhood. Netflix has captivated you. It's taking a lot of time and energy. I read this thing, I can't remember the exact number, but I think it's something around 50,000 hours of the human lifespan goes towards television. And this statistic was taken like a little ways back. So I really shudder to think, including social media and things like YouTube and all that stuff, how that also, like, how much time is in there. But I broke down that number, 50,000 hours, and it comes out to like over 10 years. And I was like, God damn, that's enough time to graduate with a bachelor's, get a master's, and get a PhD in something, right? So even though it's not necessarily like you getting beaten, like physically beaten, you're getting beaten, like your reality is getting beaten, right? Your reality is taking a hit by giving something such as Netflix so much of your time and energy each night. Okay, so let's talk about the inner screen a little bit. Victimizing yourself, right? Victimizing yourself. And this is probably where I fell into victimhood more. I want to start off by saying something that's actually very, very important. And when I say important, I don't mean this in a light way, and I rarely use this word for the obvious reasons. But what I'm going to say is extremely important. I know that there is a lot of talk in the law of attraction community and Neville Goddard and these reality creation, in this reality creation genre, that if something bad happened to you, that you somehow are responsible for this thing. And this is where I draw an extremely hard line with my teachings and my interpretation of reality transurfing. When you are asleep, especially when you're asleep in your outer screen, let's say you're a young child or you're a young adult and you don't understand self-awareness yet, you're unaware, you're kind of like that little lamb in a meadow and there's wolves around. Now, you're not asking for those wolves to come around. You're just unaware of how to protect yourself, and that's why something bad happens to you. It's not that you asked for it It's not that you manifested it. It's not that you did something that invited this into your layer of reality. Your unawareness about the threat is what invited it into your reality. Now, as long as you're unaware, I think that you obviously want to gain awareness. This is not a state to live in, a state of unawareness. But this whole victim shaming thing that happens in this community, oh, well, you did something. I actually had to remove somebody as a moderator, sadly, because I really liked him, because he talked about children, young children, somehow creating that reality in cases like sexual abuse and stuff like that. And I was just like, oh, hell no. I do not go for that at all. Now, once the child has become aware, and I will use myself as an example, I didn't ask for anything that happened to me as a child. But as I started to evolve in my level of self-awareness, I am now accountable, right? I am now accountable. If any sort of abuse befalls me now, I am absolutely accountable, because I should know better, given my past, when threat is impending, when things are coming in my direction. I need to wake up, center screen, I see myself, I see my reality, and take fucking control of the situation and not allow these things to befall me anymore. So I'm over that whole well, you did something that invited it, and no, we're not. That's not part of transurfing, and that's not part of the International Transurfing Institute teachings. It's not part of my thing. So getting to the inner screen. Inner screen self-victimization, feeling sorry for yourself, replaying the past, seeking revenge, dwelling on the negative, abusing yourself. Now, abusing yourself could look like you allowing shitty people to stay in your layer of reality and just saying to yourself, well, this is my life. This is how it is. My husband's a piece of shit, or my wife cheats on me, or whatever. This is now you abusing yourself, especially if you're privy to what's going on and you're allowing it to continue. This is not master mode. This is absolute victim mode. And in this scenario, you absolutely are victimizing yourself. Dwelling on the negative, replaying the past, feeling sorry for yourself. Okay, so getting back to something that I talk about often, backward and down thinking versus forward and up thinking. Backward and down thinking is you thinking about what you don't like, what you don't want, what you aren't good at, who is, in your reality that is doing bad things to you, ways in which you're stuck, ways in which you're not performing, ways in which you're dysfunctional, ways to be dysfunctional, drugs, alcohol, victim mentality, poverty mentality, all that kind of thinking. If you are operating in this place the majority of the time, now again, we're not going to be 100% in victim mode. We're not going to be 100% in master mode, but we can be primarily in one, which in my opinion, from my perspective, for me, if I have 5% victim mentality, but 95% master mentality, I'm living in master mentality, trying to manage that small percentage of the backward and down thinking and trying to shift it back to the forward and up. Forward and up is things that are working well, things that I am doing right, ways in which my reality is treating me right, all the positive things in my life, what I can do, what is working, all of that kind of stuff. So when you're stuck in backward and down thinking, you are victimizing yourself. You are victimizing yourself. You're victimizing you are living in victim reality because of where your focus lies. You're attracting more of these things. This is basic law of attraction. But again, if you found yourself to this video, like if you're watching this video, you're aware enough to understand where your thinking is. As I stated in a previous video, reality transurfing is a pretty broad, it's a big book. It's a big, meaty, esoteric book. So the majority of people finding themselves in this book, the intelligence level is high enough, the awareness level is high enough that you've got to like keep up your game and make certain that you're not falling victim to any of these things, your inner screen, and victimizing yourself. So in this mode, center screen, masterhood, you know, this is a practice for me. And again, speaking about the mirror world, what we put out is what we get back. If you're doing this, your reality is going to present that to you. If you can catch yourself, I see myself, I see my reality, I'm moving into my center screen, I'm maintaining creator's mode. I'm not going to perpetuate activities like these because this is not creating reality. This is not creating reality. This is you falling victim to others or yourself in a way that is detrimental to your reality creation process. So that's it, you guys. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts. I know this is kind of a tough love concept a little bit where the rubber meets the road, but it's valuable to all of us in some way, right? Last year, I got a little bit caught up watching the news once in a while, and I was like, fuck, over that, right? I get involved in this. It starts leading me to get involved in this. So I need to take action. I need to take accountability. I need to switch into master mode, return to my center screen where I create my own reality and tune out the rest, right? So let me know your thoughts on this video. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you all next time. Bye.